But life after World War II in the small town of Predapio, things got a little bit better around 50, 52. Kids in my little town, my little commune, we got to see a normal life without war, without bloodshed. We go right around the streets, mess with the old grandmas, do everything what a kid should be doing, being free and not have to worry about being oppressed by some fat faggot. We were free to do what we wanted. My mom, sweet old woman, she was a florist back in Italy, back in the small town. She had the most beautiful flowers, most beautiful personality. I always cherished my mother. Never raised my voice there. Never denied whatever she wanted. I did. I was the only kid. I was an only child, and I knew I had to impress my parents. I looked at our families. Our families had always more than one or two siblings. Sometimes families had a pack of five. So I knew I had to do my best, work the hardest to impress my parents. Because I was the only child, they're the only bloodline. Especially after World War II. I wanted to be that hope to them. So that's what I wanted to be. But as a kid, it's hard to break old habits such as messing around. I remember old man Fucciolini, he sold the best bread. None of this bread now in America. This bread, you could feel its heart. You felt Mr. Fucciolini's heart. I remember one day I tried to steal from Mr. Old Man Fucciolini. And before I ran out the door with a big old 12-foot long piece of bread, that was rather stupid of me trying to steal that bread that was 12 feet long. He grabbed me by my shoulder, and I don't know what he said at the time, because I was in shock that he caught me. I seen other kids go in there and other stores really just steal from people, but I guess they're rather pros at it. I just went there and the first time he caught me, he said to me in Italian, but I'll say it in English for those who are not cultured in our language. He said, don't take the bread. I want you to have it. Your mother works hard, your father works hard. Your mother's flower business isn't doing the best I know as it could be, especially with winter coming around. I want you to have the bread. And I left. I left running home like a little bitch with tears in my eyes, thinking, wow, he gave me a pass. He gave me a chance to just not get in trouble, not get a beating from my dad. He gave me that chance to just go home and he vouched for me when my dad came into the store later that day and said, did my son try to steal from you, Mr. Fucciolini? And he said, no, I let him have it as a gift. You're good people, Mr. Calamari. And my dad looked at me, he's like, okay, you're good. Just keep your head out of the gutter. And I just nodded. I nodded. So as time went on, and 53, 54, in my spare time, I would go help Mr. Fucciolini and his bread. Go help him batter the dough. Do whatever he wanted to me. Take out that trash, clean out, whatever. Just, hell, even watch the store when he was away at times. Just, I would help him. Him and his oldest son, Leonard, or Leonardo. I don't know why, but he would watch over me as I watched over the store. It was simpler times back then. It was good. But around 54, that's when I started getting into a little more trouble. Stealing other people's stuff. I would go to the stores, run around. I got a little bit better at stealing as time went on. By 9 years old, by 54, I remember I had this little store owned by some scoundrels. Some people said in that town they were like ex-Nazi. I'm pretty sure under Mussolini's time, they were probably ex-Nazis running this meat store. And they always give my mother the hardest time. So I went in there. And I wanted to make their life hell. So what I did was just grab some rocks. Big old rocks. Not enough to knock down a person, but enough to break some glass. Because that's what I did. They had some fresh meat out there around the glass, and I just threw some rocks at it, and the glass broke. When the glass broke, it shattered, and all the glass shattered on the meat, and they caught me. I didn't even try to run away. I want them to know who did this. I want them to see who they were dealing with. Some 9-year-old punk ass who thought he could take out the world. But it did not work that way because they beat me senseless. The oldest one, for sure Nazi. He just grabbed me by the shirt and just jabbed me one right on my nose. He only did it once. And he looked at me and said, "Never do this again. Never come back here again, or we'll kill you. We'll kill you." So I dusted myself off. Kept picking at my nose, seeing the blood all over my shirt. I went home. I threw everything away. I threw it all away. My clothes, my shirt. Everything besides my tidy whities. I just threw it away. Didn't want my mother to know. I didn't even want my father to know. Because I don't want him to do anything if he ever found out that I did that. They never told my father. They never told anyone. Whoever saw that day. And so I never went back. I never went back. A couple days later, old man Fucciolini died. His son didn't want to run the bread store no more. He left town. He bred Prada Repo that deer, that whole family. So, what was a kid to do? Without no purpose. I just went on and just did more damage to the town as much as I can. I had a little ragtag little group. A pair of twins and some mulatto. His dad was black who died in the war, but his mom, pure Italian. He was looked down upon for being that way, but I took him in. I didn't want him to feel left alone like I did. So I took him in my little crew, the twins and the black mulatto. So we just ran around and caused some trouble all the way around town. We would let people's horses go free. We would just lift girls' dresses. And I know that's looked down upon now, but, that's what we did back then. We were 9, 8. That's what we did. Just caused so much trouble. Then one day, my parents sat me down and they said to me, "We're leaving." I said, "What?" They said to me, "We're leaving." I said, "Come again?" I remember this vividly because my father, he would strangle me he strangled me not too hard, but not as hard, kind of like how that Homer, the yellow man would choke his yellow son Bert. He was just kind of grabbing me around my neck and just shaking me around. He yelled, "We're leaving. We're moving. Pack your shit. We're moving." I said, "Oh, okay, I heard you that time for sure," as I adjusted my shirt a little, and I said, "All right." So now I got my stuff, we got in the car, and just went to the port, and I said, "Oh, is this a vacation? Are we going on vacation, father, mother? And was this a trick? I'm sorry if I did something wrong. I'm sorry." He's like, "No, this isn't a trick," my father said. He looked at me right now. I said, "We're leaving to America." I said, what's that? And then all of a sudden, I'm on a boat, traveled some water. I'm in a place called Staten Island. What the fuck is Staten Island?